Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, I'll be making videos for this next couple of days, right? I'll be making videos for people who are beginners in learning English, right? So I've noticed a lot of people are struggling with understanding English and just making a simple sentence out of English. So yeah, so I'll be helping wherever I can, right? So today we're going to be talking about mastering grammar. That's the first part. Before you can start writing or speaking, you need to master grammar in English, right? All right. So we're going to be starting with parts of speech. Okay. In English, there are 4 categories, right? Parts of speech. There's pronouns, there's verbs, there's adjectives, and there's adverbs. Right. So we're going to start with pronouns. What are pronouns? Pronouns are words that can replace nouns. For example, she, he, it, that. Those are pronouns, right? And then you would also ask me, what are nouns? Okay, when it comes to nouns, it has a lot of building up before you get to what is a noun, right? So there are 5 categories in the word noun, right? We have proper nouns, we have collective nouns, we have common nouns, and we have abstract nouns, and we have concrete nouns, right? So there are 5 all in all, right? So we're going to start with proper nouns, right? Okay, proper nouns, they can be names of people. For example, James. If your name is James, right? For example, the J in James will be a capital letter. It has to be a capital letter. So that's how you'll see that this word is a proper noun. Okay, and then we have other types of proper nouns, like for places. You can identify proper nouns in places, like for example, Cape Town. The C in Cape will be a capital letter, and the T in town will be a capital letter. Okay, and then names of organizations. For example, Woolworths. The W will be a capital letter. That's how you can identify that this word is a proper noun. Right, moving along. And then not forgetting that all of these proper nouns must begin with a capital letter. All of them. There is no proper noun that does not begin with a capital letter. Right. Okay, moving along to collective nouns. Right. Collective nouns, what are they? A collective noun is a word used to refer to a group of people, or animals, or things. Right. So, let's give examples. Right. When speaking about people, we say a crowd or a group of people. Right. Okay. And then when talking about animals, we say a flock of sheep. Okay. And then when we speak of fish that live under the water, we'll say a school of fish. Right. And then when we're talking about elephants, we'll say a herd of elephants. Okay, so you got that right. So when we speak about people, it's a group and a crowd. And then when we speak about animals, it's usually a flock, a herd, or a school. So there are many types of examples, but I just gave you a few. Right, moving along. Okay, and then lastly, when referring to things, we say, okay, when we refer, those were animals, right? And then when we refer to things, we just say, for example, you say a bouquet of flowers, right? And then when mentioning maybe, for example, keys, you'll say a bunch of keys. And then maybe when you're referring to books, you'll say a pile of books, right? And then the third one is common nouns, right? So common nouns are a term for people, places, and things, right? For example, a chair, a dog, phone, book, country, or a game. Right. And then remember, the first letter doesn't begin with a capital letter like the proper nouns. Yes, like the proper nouns. Those ones, they do not begin with a capital letter. But they begin with a capital letter when they start a sentence. So if your common noun is the first word in a sentence, it will have a capital letter. But if it's in the middle of a sentence, it will not have a capital letter. Okay. Then number 4, we go to abstract nouns. Abstract nouns, these are ideas, things you can't touch. For example, honesty, love, and anger. Those things you cannot touch, but you can feel. So those are abstract nouns. So anger, love, peace, honesty, you cannot touch, but you can feel. So we call them abstract nouns. Right. And then the 5th one, it's concrete nouns. Right. So concrete nouns, these nouns involve one or more of the 5 senses. So remember, we have 5 senses, right? So these nouns, the concrete nouns, they can involve one or more or all of the 5 senses, right? For example, sight, smell, touch, taste. Those are concrete nouns. Okay, that is it for the nouns, right? So now moving along to verbs. What is a verb? A verb is an action word. Action. Remember verbs. Action word. Acting words. Action words. Right. For example, run. Run is an action word because run, you're doing it. Right. Whatever you're doing, it's an action word. So it's a verb. Right. Run is bake red. Those words are action words. So you can use it in a sentence and say the dog is running. So that's an action word, right? The run is an action word, and the is an action word, right? Then we come to adjectives, right? What are adjectives? Adjectives make sentence more descriptive and interesting. Those are the words that give life to the sentence, right? So, for example, you could say the friendly lady is running. So to describe what the lady is doing, or what the lady is doing, yes, what the lady is doing, you can say the friendly lady. That describes a quality in the lady. So the boy is tall and skinny. That describes a quality, right? So a blue bear describes a color, right? So adjectives are just there to describe. I think those are the ones that give meaning and character in a sentence. Right. Moving along to adverbs. Right. An adverb is a word that modifies a verb, giving more information about how, when, why something happened. Right. So, for example, you can give an example. He ate quickly. Adverb. Usually they end in ly. So to notice an adverb, you can notice them by they end with ly at the end. Quickly, incredibly. So you can actually notice them by them ending in ly. Right, so those are adverbs. They add to the verb. Right. Okay then, I think today we've covered most of the grammar. So in the next video, we will be structuring sentences, right? We'll be structuring sentences, how to build sentences, which words to use, which not to use. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, like, and follow and share. Thank you guys. Bye.